Well, good morning. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, New Year's, all of that to each of you. I hope you had a great Christmas. I know we did. We got to see family, we got to see the grandkids. Great time there, but it's time to jump back into trucking related issues. By the time this video makes its way to you, I will be on my way to Virginia with a load of black powdery stuff. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Today we're going to talk about company drivers and how to be successful as a company driver. As you guys know, I work for Dart Transit, and they do have company drivers now. When I first started with them, they did not, but now they do. And you can make as much as 55 cents per mile as a company driver here at Dart, depending on your situation. And you would need to call Dart Recruiting to get more information about that. As you guys know, there's a link below where you can apply directly at Dart. I'm pretty happy there. And also, there's a phone number there if you would like to call and talk to a recruiter at Dart and get more information about your specific situation. All right, before we jump in, you guys give me a thumbs up. I know you've heard me say this once or twice. Subscribe. Wait a few seconds, click that bell notification and select all so that you'll be notified about future videos. Share these videos on your social media platforms. And don't forget, I now have my Instagram information there. I'm still learning how to use it. There's not a whole lot there yet, but hopefully at a date real soon, we'll start using Instagram a lot more. All right, let's jump right in.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
All right, company drivers. A lot of people select being a company driver because for the most part it's guaranteed pay. And I recommend it for a lot of people, especially if you've got small kids or something like that. Your home time's more defined. Oftentimes you're going to get benefits and things like that. You're usually going to get newer, nicer equipment as well. Now, in company driver scenarios, people are paid differently. Some are paid a per mileage rate, like I just mentioned with Dart, and some are paid a percentage, like 25 or 27% of the load. Your strategy for how to make money as a company driver is going to greatly depend on your pay situation, how you're paid with the company you're with. For example, if you are paid percentage, oftentimes your shorter 200 or 300 mile loads are going to pay you better than your 2,000 mile loads. So in a situation where you're paid by percentage, you need to be talking with your fleet manager, dispatcher, whatever you work with at your company, and trying to get routes that optimize your rate per mile. And that's for company drivers. So if you're getting 27% of the rate, you don't want to haul a lot of freight at $1 a mile. You want to haul a lot of freight at $2.50 or $3 a mile, maybe more if you're in a specialized division. And so that's something you want to consider. Also, all of that means nothing if you don't know how much your bills are. You need to sit down with your spouse or partner or whatever you have, and you need to figure out every single bill you have and break it down to a monthly or daily amount. And I can make a video on how to do that if you guys need me to. Just shoot me an email. My email's down below too, or leave me a comment and I'll show you how to do that. But you need to know what your expenses are, because if your bills are $800 a week and you're only making $500 a week, it doesn't matter how many miles you run, you're not going to get there. So you may need to switch to a company where the rates are better, or you may need to make some cuts in your finances. I mean, I know a guy personally that has 7 kids, and his wife obviously doesn't work. She's taking care of 7 kids. But if you've got 7 kids, your finances are going to be different than if you're in a situation like my wife and I, where all the kids are grown and out of the house, and we've just got grandkids to spoil. So that's the first thing. Know your expenses. And then, just like you plan a trip, how you're going to get from point A to point B, plan your week on you're going to get to where you need to get to pay your bills. Then, once you get there, add 20 or 30% so that you can put some in savings, and so you can take your wife out to dinner and things like that. And so those are really important things if you're on the percentage side. Now let's talk about mileage. And on mileage, it's really basically the same thing. Actually, I think mileage is probably simpler to figure out because it's cut and dry. In percentage, your rates are going to go up, rates are going to go down, depending on where you're at, the economy, things like that. But in a cents per mile situation, you can break it down to how many miles a week you need to run. And I think it's funny because as a kid, when I was taking math, I was like, I'm never going to need this crap. And now that I'm grown, I'm on YouTube telling people to hone their math skills. So just figure out what it takes to run you each week for road expenses, household expenses, things like that. And then work with your dispatcher to get to where you need to be. Now, things you need to consider when you're doing this: don't forget the deductions that come out of your paycheck every week. And I'm talking about Social Security, federal withholding, things like that. Any optional things you have through your company that they might offer, such as 401ks and things like that. You've got to remember to deduct that. And the reason is, let's do round numbers here. Let's say you run 3,000 miles a week and you make 50 cents a mile. If you figure all your bills on $1,500 a week, which is what that would be, that's not going to be right, because there's going to be probably 20 or 30% that comes out of that for taxes and all the other things I just mentioned. So in realistic form, you probably have 11 or 1,200. Again, it depends on your tax classifications and all of that. You can look at your check stubs and know what you make and things like that. And you know your bills at home, cell phone, electric, things like that, car payments, insurance. So just sit down, take a couple hours one day when you're waiting on your next load or whatever, and figure out what you need to survive as a company driver. Now that we've talked finances, let's talk about other things you can do to be successful as a company driver. Obviously, be available for dispatch. If you're one of these types, I don't go here, I don't go there, I don't do this, I don't do that, I need to be home every other day, things like that, you can't make those demands and then complain when you don't make as much as the guy next to you. Dispatch availability is a big one. Make sure you're available to work, and occasionally do some loads you don't want to do. In return, they're probably going to help you out when you need help too. So work with your dispatcher. Don't be an old grouch every time you call them. I know with my fleet manager, for example, I ask her how she's doing. Not kissing up, but just being friendly like you would if you saw somebody at the grocery store. Try to be, I always, if there is a conflict, and I'll just let you guys know, Dart and I have recently had one. We're going to discuss it in a future video. Probably be the first week in January when I release that video. But even then, when we were in a disagreement, I was calm, courteous. There wasn't any cussing, yelling. It was a very civil conversation. And so you guys just think about how you talk to the people that you work with, not even superiors, fellow drivers, things like that. Also, I've had companies call in on me and talk about how polite and courteous I am. So when you go to these shippers and receivers, be friendly, take a shower, shave, comb your hair. I say that as my hair is a mess right now. I'm having a bad hair day. But you can bet if I was at a customer right now, I would look like I just walked out of the shower. I'd be clean. I'd smell good. I wouldn't have a stinky breath. I'll pop a peppermint or something so my breath smells good. Or I'll chew some bubble gum. My wife's always got all kinds of candy in the truck. And if I know my breath is going to be rank, I'll take a piece of candy. And so that's all. Just try to be the type of driver that you would want to hire if you had a trucking company. That would be my advice to you company drivers. And so if you got any questions, feel free to email me, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I had a guy that emailed me some more winter driving tips. I know you guys hate when I nag you about safety or winter driving, but he mentioned some things I never thought of, and I'm going to put those in the video because I think I can benefit from it for sure, and I'm sure you can too. So I'm not going to ramble on this one anymore. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your time off if you're still at home. If you're out running, be safe, and if you're going home soon, enjoy your time. All right, see you. Bye.